What is up, Ludybros Army? It's Little Bro Logan Ludy here, and I'm with you with a quick deck profile for you guys. One of our fans reached out to us, wanted to get a deck profile out for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I've been running for this yellow Meta Cooler. I like to call it the Meta Cooler Invasion deck. So right off the bat, we got our leader here. We got Meta Cooler, Unawakened side, and Nucleus of Evil, Meta Cooler Core on the Awakened side. The auto effect is auto when this card hits the leader area. You just draw, or you place one of these big Getty Star cards in the battle area. And with this big Getty Star is going to be very, very key for what you're going to be doing here. Basically, it's going to allow you to turn one, you're going to charge, tap an energy, switch this card to rest mode, and then you're going to mill the top card of your deck into the drop area. Then that is going to what starts the chain of the Meta Coolers, because and as you can see, we're running a lot here. We're running 11 of these infinite multiplication Meta Coolers. So, and because it's permanent, as you can see, it says you may include as many copies of this card as you want in your deck. So we're gonna that's why we're running 11, so we can get the chain off. So basically, you're gonna tap one, as I was saying, for a big Getty Star, and then you'll mill the top card, and then you can choose one Meta Cooler with an energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area and play it. So, like turn one, you'll be able to get out this Meta Cooler core. Plus, since we're running so many, if you ever get in your hand, your first turn, and if your opponent's going to swing on your turn one, typically they're not going to want to combo. They're just going to leave it at a 10k swing. They'll combo maybe one of those Meta Coolers in your drop, and then you'll instantly have a Meta Cooler in your drop area to play next turn. To play out, a second Meta Cooler, and then once you get 2 of those Frieza clans on board, the awakening for this card is you need 2 or more Frieza clan in play, and then you can draw 2 cards and flip the card over. So you're able to awaken basically turn 1 or turn 2, turn 2 really, with essentially 8 lives, and you're already awakened at 15k, and that can it puts a little pressure on your opponent. Now, this deck is purely a yellow deck because of the the recycling of the Meta Coolers and some of the Meta Cooler cores. The only reds we're going to be running are these Metallic Genesises. Now this is going to be important later on. Oh yeah, we're running this Metallic Genis and this Titanical Glare. These 2 cards are going to come in key in a second, but first I want to get a little bit more into the leader. So the leader's has got a couple of effects. So his auto is when he attacks, you drop 3 cards from the top of your deck into the drop area, and then you can get back a Meta Cooler or Meta Cooler core card that you may have milled in your drop area. So essentially, what you want to do, you want to try and your goal is try to fill up the drop area with these little 2 drops to help boost up your Namek. And you want to be getting back these 7, 4, and 3 drops trying from your hand. Well, I'll get into the 3 drop later, but essentially these 7 and 4 you want to get back from your hand for the big play you want to do once you hit like turn 4 or 5. Essentially that play, because since you only need 1 red energy to summon these cards, I typically like to charge just 1 a game. I just try whatever red it is, I'll charge 1 red a game. Everything else would be mainly yellow because all my counters are yellow. Basically, like what I want to do is just fill up the drop area with some of my Meta Coolers, and then once I get to turn 4, I'm gonna want to, or 4 or 5, it just depends on what the situation is. I'll tap 4 energy for this Meta Cooler core Titanic Glare. Now this is a card where you activate his main, you choose 1 card from your hand or a big Getty Star in your battle area, place it under this card, then you choose 1 Meta Cooler core card from your deck or hand other than this card, and play it on top in active mode, and then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So you're gonna have the Big Yeti Star in your battle area. So you're gonna want to, you know, typically you'll depending on the game, you'll have at least three or four of these infinite multiplications in your battle area. Then you'll be playing this Titanical Glare, and then you want to place the Big Yeti Star underneath it. Then it'll allow you to get out this Metacooler Core Infinite Force, which he has an auto. When you play this card or when it attacks, if Big Yeti Star is under this card, which it should be, you can choose 2 Metacooler in your drop area and play them. And that'll be key for just spamming out the Metacoolers onto the field, just completely overwhelming your enemy or your opponent. And what I like to do with that play, since it's Metacoolers, I like to grab this Metallic Genesis and this Awakening Core Metacooler. Now, the Metallic Genesis, basically all you have to do when this card attacks, you can choose a Frieza clan with energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area and play it with its skills negated for the turn. So you'll just be able to get out another one of these infinite multiplications onto the field, just stacking up that card, just completely overwhelming your enemy. That's what this deck is, mainly to do. But the killer part is this Awakening Core Metacooler. So basically, when this is card, he's an evolve for 2 yellows and a red, or 4 energy, 2 yellows and 2 other energy, and you play it on top of a Metacooler. But I was using that in the beginning, but I found a better way to get it out because of the Infinite Force. Basically, when it hits the field, is permanent is all Metacooler in your battle area gain double strike. So basically, if you have like a loaded up field with just Metacoolers, every single one of them are going to have double strike capabilities just right off the bat, which is crazy, because it basically forces your opponent to combo everything. And it's great because being a double strike at just a little 15k double strike, I mean, it basically forces them to basically combo, because I basically just do a regular just 15 at them, 15 at them, 15 at them, and they'll just have to drop slowly drop whatever cards they have in their hand until they don't have anything to defend with. And then after that, it's you'll be basically swinging for a game. Another thing I like to run in this deck is this Guide Robo Usher of Death. So he's a blocker. It's just a nice little defense in case you need it. I don't typically use it too often, but it is nice in case you're going up against an opponent who's trying to take you out early. His permanent is if a Big Yeti Star is in your battle area, you can play a card from your hand without paying the energy cost. So it's just a nice little blocker. Typically, I don't need to really use it because I'm just filling up my drop area with Metacoolers. That's basically what I'm trying to do. Or I may have to use it for charging, but it's just it's a good little defensive card. I have another setup blocker, which is Pivotal Defense Cyclopean Guardian. This card is a little strong. Blocker is a little stronger. He's got 20k, and but the thing is, if Big Yeti Star is not in the battle area, you cannot attack, which is fine. I don't really use. I never really use this card for attacks anyway. I just keep it out there for as a blocker, and he actually goes in well with this this Zorbon, the Emperor's Attendant, which is during your opponent's turn when you combo this card, choose one of your yellow battle cards and switch it to active mode. So that's nice for working together with this card. So you block out an attack, and then next turn you have to combo. So you combo in with the Whis' Attendant. Or, I'm sorry, not Whis, Zarbon's Attendant, and he automatically gains, or automatically restands, getting ready to block another attack. So I'm only running out just a couple set of these. I mean, I don't use that thing too often. I'm mostly sometimes just charging it. It's not really a card you're going to need to win or stay alive because of just the spamming of the Metacoolers. But I have that. Another play set I run is this Metacooler Core Ultimate Form. And this card is nice. I am running a second Big Yeti Star. Typically, I'm I'm usually just using one a game. I've never really used this effect, but it's a pretty nice effect in case you need to get a Big Getty Star back out there, which is when you play this card, draw one, choose one Big Getty Star in your drop area and activate it. So if you have this, the second one in your drop, if you milled it because of your leader's effect or Big Getty Star effect or whatever, you can instantly bring it back out with this. And then he has an activate main for 2 yellows. You can place the card in the owner's drop area, and then for the duration of the turn, your yellow Metacooler leader can activate its awaken still 5 or more lives. That's fine, but typically you're not going to need that because of the ability to get the card out early. But the other one is choose one card in your hand, place it in the drop area, and then choose up to 2 infinite multiplication Metacooler in your drop area and play them. So this is helping you spam out more Metacoolers alongside with the Big Getty Star. So this deck is just an overwhelming onslaught of Metacoolers and getting them up to double strike, just overwhelming your opponent. And another thing that will help too is for the super combo, we're using the Whis Celestial Moderator, red yellow, which is when you combo with this card. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000 for the duration of the turn. That's just good at just getting up, lowering down an attack to stay alive, or just destroy a couple battle cards to really slow down your opponent's chain or attack. It's probably one of the best super combos for this deck that I found. For negates, I got Times Magic, which is negate the attack, then choose one of their battle cards in rest mode, and they can't switch back to active mode. So it's really good at stopping your opponent's play for next turn. And I'm also running instant transmissions, just a little negate. I couldn't really think of another, because instant transmission is just a great negate counter to have. For a few more of the last bit of the extra cards, I got Malevolent Revenge. Now this is a good turn 1 play, or if you're going second and you have a chance to attack your opponent first, you just swing at them, then you just tap 1 for Malevolent Revenge. If your leader card's a Metacooler, which it'll get plus 15, and you can choose one Big Getty Star in your battle area, switch to active mode. If you do so, you can choose one of your yellow energy and switch to active mode. So you can just refill that that chain of the Big Getty Star playing another Metacooler, and then being able to restand it and play another. So like this whole deck is just built around the Metacooler chain, and it's won me a lot of games. Like just being able to overwhelm your opponent, not allowing them to do much because they have to just combo their hand away, and it's one of my favorite decks to play against my Big Bro and Big Titus. So yeah, so that's a deck, and it's a little pricey. It's 32 bucks, but it's not that bad. The big bucket, or the big price of it is the infinites, just because I'm running so many in this deck. But it's got a lot of wins for me, and it's one of my favorite decks to run. And I can't wait to use it. I've just made it. Can't wait to use it in our next tournament. So there you go, guys. Just a little deck profile for you. If you guys like it, give it a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Our next goal is 500 subscribers. 500 subscribers is our next goal now. We're trying to get up there. So please hit us up if you guys are liking what you're seeing. Give us a subscribe for more content. We got a lot of things on the entertainment side that we're trying to do on here. So we're trying to get something for everybody. So if you're liking it, hit a subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.